Greetings everybody, this is Brian the Inspector over here at All-in-One Home Inspections, located in beautiful scenic Southern Maryland. Our shop is located here in Hollywood, Maryland. We serve the Southern Maryland area, Calvert, Charles, St. Mary's, Prince George's, Anne Arundel, the whole little southern tip of Maryland here. We're starting a video series called Ask an Inspector, so that buyers, sellers, agents, or whomever that have any questions about the home inspection process or what an inspection is or isn't or what will or will not happen, they can send us those and we can do our best to answer them for you. Right now we're going to start with some frequently asked questions, the ones that we get all the time, the greatest hits. The first one we're going to start with is, how long will my inspection take? Okay, I hear that all the time from buyers, from agents, from everybody. So we're going to go ahead and jump into that. How long will my inspection take? The short answer is, it depends. Okay, let me elaborate on that a little bit. Every house and every day are different. So the age of the house, the condition, the location, the occupancy, weather, all those play an effect. All those determine how long an inspection can take. Older homes generally require a little bit more scrutiny due to maybe outdated or obsolete building materials or building practices. Older homes could have lead paint, asbestos, plumbing issues, wiring, some old structural stuff, etc. Newer homes, generally speaking, are a little bit easier due to them being more modern and having newer materials or practices in them. The condition of a home is also a very key factor. A house that's been maintained is a lot easier to inspect than one where the maintenance and upgrades may have been neglected a little bit. The more things an inspector sees and he has to write up is definitely going to make it a longer inspection. So location sometimes can be a hindrance. A house that's on a nice flat level lot is going to be a dream to inspect, as opposed to one that might be built into the side of a hill. There could be lots of woods or vegetation around. There could be, sometimes location can play a factor. A house that's vacant is a lot easier to inspect because there's not a lot of furniture or stored material, not a lot of belongings in the way. Closets aren't full of clothes and boxes. It's a lot easier to get in and see everything. Even homes that are staged, a lot of people, when they're trying to sell their home, they'll have a staging company come in. A home that's staged, that's still furniture in our way. Whether somebody's using it or not, it's still an obstruction. Most inspectors that I know will do their best to work around things, but there's just certain things inspectors are not going to touch, period. That china cabinet full of glass, we're not going to mess with that because we don't want to break anything. We don't want to be held liable. Some inspectors won't touch anything. So there's that. Okay. Stuff that's piled up in the garage, stuff that's piled up in the attic, crawl spaces that are full of stuff, that's going to increase the amount of time it's going to take to do the inspection. Weather is a key component to inspections because inspecting a house is easy when it's sunny and 75 outside. Everyone loves that. But inclement weather, rain, snow, hurricanes, storms, all that stuff can make it a real bear to try to inspect a house. It could slow the process down, or it could even put a halt to it and maybe have to pick it up another day if the weather is severe enough. I'd also like to note, and this is more of a personal thing, that if the agent and the client continuously interrupt the inspector with questions about this or that, that could really slow the process down too. And it can also throw the inspector off of his rhythm. A lot of inspectors have a process, a rhythm about how they do things. They inspect a certain way, and they like to stick to that routine so they're less likely to miss stuff. Now, as far as myself, and I'm only speaking for myself here, I like to ask people before we get started, are there any questions or concerns before we get started that they may want to address, and I'll keep an eye out for during the inspection. Or some inspectors will do questions at the end. No way is right or wrong. It's just whatever works for that inspector. Most inspectors are very tolerant, are very understanding of questions, especially for new buyers or people that haven't bought a home in a long time. But you don't want to park yourself on the inspector's shoulder and, what is this, what is this, what is this, what is this, because that's really going to slow the process down. The inspector has to stop what he's doing to address your question, and then it, you know, could throw him off his rhythm and when he has to try to pick it up somewhere else. So the answer to that is, who knows how long it's going to take. A good rule of thumb that a lot of inspectors use are, roughly speaking, about an hour per 1,000 square foot is kind of like an industry thing, is what we kind of guesstimate it by. But again, there's a lot of mitigating factors, you know, age, condition, occupancy, location, weather, all that comes into effect. So the answer is, it takes as long as it takes. And I hope this clears things up. I hope this kind of explains things or gives you an idea of what the process is like. And this is the first of many more videos to come, so stay tuned.